Hi guys, welcome back to the workshop. Today I'm going to be treating the underside of the truck with a system called Lanoguard. You might have seen it online, heard about it, lots of people are talking about it. I have had a kit for a few months now, and as always, haven't got around to doing it. But I'm going to do it today, and it's supposedly super easy to do. So we'll give it a go. I'm going to go and grab it off the shelf, and yeah, let's give it a go. Okay guys, I'll just grab this kit and show you what it's all about. As I said, I have actually had it in my workshop for a while now. I'm not got around to doing it, but it is a spray kit to protect underneath your car. All surfaces, so Lanoguard, long-lasting, surface protectant, anti-corrosive and lubricant. So this is a sprayable liquid, and this is a brushable grease for large nuts, bolts, rubbers, things like that. It can be sprayed onto all surfaces, including the exhausts, but not, of course, brake discs and brake pads. So avoiding friction-based mechanical stuff like brakes. It can go on all surfaces, and it's very low prep, very easy apparently. So step number one is going to be, I'll get a light underneath the truck. I have previously jet washed underneath the truck. It was about a year ago or so, but hey, I'm not going to do it again today because I've barely driven the truck in the last year, so in my mind it's clean enough. But I am going to get a dustpan and brush on it just to give it a brush over underneath, just to get any obvious loose stuff off. So step number one is to prep it just by getting any loose dirt off. And it's supposedly super easy that you just get any loose dirt off, then start spraying basically, and it finishes like a candle wax finish. So it doesn't quite go off, and it also supposedly seeps into rust and underneath it, so that it sort of breaks it away from metals apparently. Again, I've heard lots of good things, and we'll give it a go now. Actually guys, the first thing I'm going to do, just while I'm setting up my light, is I am going to put this in front of my little heater just to get it a little bit warmed through. And I'll put the heater on underneath the truck here just to try and take the edge off the underneath of the truck, because I don't want it to be freezing cold. So I'll just grab this. Obviously I'm going to give it a really good shake up before I actually start using it, but I'm going to put it in front of the heater just so that it warms it through. Nice, yeah, it's not too hot. Yeah, I'll give that 10 minutes whilst I'm setting up the light. Here I am just cleaning off the bottom of the truck just with any really loose dirt, just with a dustpan and brush, and the brush from that set, just to get anything that's really loose off the bottom of the vehicle. There wasn't anything too bad, just a few dusty bits and a few crusty bits, but other than that it only took a couple of minutes. Okay guys, I've got all the loose dirt off of the underneath of the truck. Literally probably spent 10 minutes doing that because it's obviously quite a small truck. So now I think I'm just going to start spraying. So I've just got to put the trigger in the bottle, and yeah, I'll give it a go. This is warmed up nicely. I'm going to use this on the water pipes, I think, as mainly as well, but that's warming up nicely. So yeah, I'll stick this on and then we'll give it a go, see what happens. One thing I will do is a minimum is wear some eye protection. I do have my glasses on, but obviously I don't really want to get my glasses covered in the stuff either. Yeah, so I might put a mask on as well actually, because I don't want to be breathing up. So got myself a mask and goggles. Okay guys, first problem within 20 seconds of using it is that the spray nozzle and tube simply just isn't working. I've tried adjusting it, I've tried refitting it, I've removed the washers, I've made sure it's all done up tight, but it'll draw the product for a few seconds, then as you can see in the tube, it just stops drawing up the product. I'm not too sure why, so I'm going to warm up the product a bit more in case it's just a bit too thick, but I'm also going to put some in my own spray bottle to see if that works any better. So because I used to sell detailing stuff, I've got quite a lot of detailing stuff to hand. So I've got one of these bottles from Sam's. I'm going to give it a go, see if it works. It might not, and the only downside is I've got to keep the bottle upright. But I'm going to give it a try, see what happens. Right, okay guys, fixed it. It wasn't working because at the bottom of the hose is one of these. It's a filter actually, believe it or not. It's a very, very small filter. And obviously where the product's been sitting, it's got some sediment to it or something. I don't know if you can see that in the light. The filter there was blocked up. So I've simply just pulled it off. And now it works perfectly. Start again. Okay guys, so apart from the little hump with the spray bottle, which was really easily resolved, it has been great going on so far. Let me just show you some pictures. I did do a time lapse, but I think I got a bit on the lens, so not the best in the world. And I'm all caught up on the extension lead now, which is great. But yeah, so this is underneath so far. As you can see, it just looks loads better. Let me see if I can get the light a bit more down there for you. Yes, it just looks loads better. I've done all the down to the front sort of actual wishbone, whatever you call it, there. So what I'm going to do now is just put the back of the truck down and lift the front of the truck up so I can get under the front to do that. But yeah, it's got a nice coating on it. Don't know if you can see it sort of. Oh, you can just sort of see that shining on the light there. Just a thin coating. Oh, see, I've missed a bit there straight away, and I've missed this bit here. So I'm going to give that a spray. But yeah, to be honest, really pleased. I'm going to do a little bit more from this angle because I can see that I've missed a few bits here. But yeah, really pleased so far. Great. Right, guys, I've just jacked up the front of the truck. And I'm just about to start spraying the front. So there's the before. Then I'll do a quick time lapse and then show you the after. I'm just going to do a little bit of this grease. This is the long-lasting concentrated surface protectant, anti-seize, anti-corrosive and lubricant. Now this grease is very thick, so it definitely needs to be warmed up to be able to be applied. But just so that I'm not missing anything, I'll just show you on this part of the very thick. Now I should imagine it's not a big deal if you put on a bit too much, surely. But yeah, I'm just going to apply a bit of it to the underneath of the suspension struts there, because it's anti-seize as well. There's no reason I can't smother that. Quite easy to put on, very thick though. There's probably quite a few areas you could do this, but I'm just doing it on here, on both sides, just to show you guys. Easy. Right, I think I am just about done. Hopefully you can, I mean physically you can see the difference because it all looks sort of wet and shiny. Where it's gone quite brown and tinged, that's not actually all rust, that's actually slightly the colour of the treatment. It's sort of a browny colour. But yeah, I mean, it looks better. And then the next thing to do is, because I've tried to be really careful with not getting it all over the discs. I know there's been quite a lot of overspray and stuff, but I haven't actually done anywhere near the discs and brakes. But I'm going to do those bits with the brushable grease, I think, in a minute. But yeah, give that a good few days to dry. And then that's it. Now, I haven't done the wheel arches themselves, only because I just want to check how dark it dries, and I haven't actually cleaned the arches properly. So I think the next job on the list will be to clean the arches, or on the list, not next, but on the list of this truck, clean the arches properly, and then do the arches as well. But so far, I'm really impressed with that. And I would say that that was very, very easy for a DIYer like me to do. Very small amount of prep, very, very small problem at the start with a bit of grit or sludge getting stuck in the filter of the nozzle, but it has been sitting here for a few months, so that's completely understandable, very easy to overcome. And yeah, I think that is a win so far. Obviously, I'll show you again in a few days when it's dry, but yeah, Lanoguard under chassis protection, I would call that done, if I'm honest. It's certainly a lot more protected than it was, so happy days.